changes, I get it. But after one incident, you're willing to go and table everything and says, okay, but Skip, that is a subjective call. That's what that is. And so now you said, okay, you were wrong. And like replay want to overrule the official that made it on the field. Skip, it's like, you paid these guys a lot of money. And Skip, we can get to this. They should have full-time officials, Skip. That's a topic for another day. We're just going to deal with this issue, which is PI and what they were going to leave it to a booth review or a coach can challenge it. Skip, it was doomed from the start. And I told you, Skip, I said, Skip, this is an overreaction. I said, because we don't have enough data to show that these calls are being made time and time again in favor of the defense. And what did they do, Skip? Because Sean Payton said, you cost us the Super Bowl. Miss Benson, Gail Benson, the owner of the Saints, she wrote the letter, and Commissioner Goodell, you got to do something like for this. And the Saints fan, this is, you kept it from the Super Bowl. And what did they do, Skip? They overreacted. That's what this was. This was an overreaction to an isolated incident. Skip, yeah, Skip, they're gonna be missed PI calls moving forward. But I don't believe there'll be something this egregious. And that's what this was, egregious. And yeah, it failed miserably. I know Troy very well. And for him to come out with such a harsh tone, Skip, lets you know how bad this looks, because he basically said, yeah, we effed it up. This thing was doomed from the start, Skip. And I think they reluctantly passed it last year. But I told you, Skip, I said, Skip, they're asking for trouble.
You keep referring to that blown call at New Orleans in the NFC Championship game, late in the NFC Championship game, as an isolated incident. Isolated incident? It cost the Saints
of it, Skip.
the Super Bowl. Okay, that's devastating. It's a debacle of a disaster for this league. What are you talking about?
Hold up. Didn't the game go into overtime? Didn't the Saints get the ball first with Drew Brees? No, that didn't end the game. That did not end the game.
Well, it would have. If you throw the flag, I think the game's going to end in favor of the Saints. Well, they're going to get the ball down, at the 8-yard line? I think they're going to win the game. The point was everybody thought the Saints were going to win the game except for that call. Everybody and his dog, my dog Hazel, said, what are they doing? Because she was upset. She wouldn't eat for 4 days after that call because she said they blew it. They kept the Saints out of the Super Bowl. Well, at the highest level of a championship game, you can't abide that. You have to fix that. You have to close that loophole. It's something that is so fixable. So I was surprised. I like Troy Vincent a lot also. I think he does a great job. I don't think he needed to fall on his sword quite as hard as he fell on his sword yesterday to say they failed miserably, and he said, we all failed, I'm first in line. He took it all upon his own shoulders. Troy, you didn't fail. You tried something that was a good idea. The execution of it wasn't great. It was okay, but it wasn't great. You just have to come up with some system whereby there's a fail-safe, there's a stopgap, there's a fallback mechanism that will save you from a debacle of a disaster. So now they're talking about a sky judge. Shannon, I've been doing this for years. I can go back 30 years when replay was first in vogue and they were talking